I'm walking down the hallways of the East Dorms, and my friends don't even have to ask me where I'm going. It's Wednesday, it's 5:30, and I'm going to the laundry room. Every one of my friends thinks of laundry as a chore, but I think of it as a really important part of my week. It just sets the time, I have a fresh mind and a fresh soul and a fresh room when I go back. It's so important for me to have a clear space, to have a clear mind. And they think I'm crazy, but I'm going to explain to you why, while I'm right here waiting for my laundry to be done. So it all times back to when I was very little and I used to go with my family to the supermarket. And every time we were at the supermarket, I went to the laundry aisle and spent really a long time in there, smelling the familiar scents. And it was really tracing back to times in which I was feeling loved and comfortable with my mom in the laundry room in my house in Italy. And I always looked at her doing the laundry and I felt really wanting to do the laundry, but I was so afraid of failing that I never even tried. But I was in love with the thought of laundry, the smell, the action, anything. But I never tried because I was so afraid, and it expanded in my life completely. I was afraid of doing something because I was afraid of failing, so I never tried. Then I packed my whole life into 2 suitcases, and from Italy I flew here to the US. And I got into my room, my single room in my dorm, and I realized I was in a space that I never saw before, and I was going to sleep in sheets that had never been washed by my mom. And I felt so homesick that I started wandering around the school until I recognized a familiar scent. I traced back to it, and I went here, where I'm right now, in the laundry room. And I realized what I had to do. So I got into the first CVS that I found. I got the first laundry pods that felt with the scent that was so familiar to me, and I use them to this day too. And I spent hours in this same laundry room washing anything I owned, clothes, sheets, towels, even the curtains that were already hung in the room. And then after hours, I realized that I could do anything that I really wanted to, and I had a room that finally smelled like home, like the home that I left in Italy. Now I realize that I can do actually anything that I want to if I put myself into it. I don't have to have fear. And with that thought, in 3 months, I overcame so many fears of mine. I got into clubs that I wanted to go in, even if I was afraid of not getting in. I tried and I did. I got into so many clubs. I do so many activities, even with the fear of not being able. I got into the basketball team, even if I was so afraid. I started activities, I started clubs, I lived my life to the fullest. I got into classes that I was afraid of failing, and I'm doing excellent. I did MUN, even I was afraid of not being able to speak out loud. Even if I did it already, my fear was so big, and I overcame. So I realized that anything that I really want to do, I got. So now, every Wednesday, you'll find me here with a fresh mind and a fresh soul, and a new family, even if I felt homesick.